Before we get started modeling Mario, I wanted to share with you an animation I made with Mario that I created in the past. What do you think? Do you like it? First, let's begin by creating a new project. First, we'll go to File. We'll go to the project window. Let's create a new project. We'll type in Mario. Next, let's put the image planes that are available for download in the description box in the Source Images folder. Let's go to our front view and import our image plane. You notice it goes directly to the Source Images folder. Let's move that image plane up a little bit so the feet sits on the ground level. Then let's go to the right view, import another image. Let's move this up as well. Now that we have our image planes, let's move them back a little bit. First, let's create a sphere. Then we'll move it up a little bit. Next, we'll give it a subdivisions axis of 12 and a subdivisions height of 7. Let's scale the sphere to the size of Mario's head. Then, let's select some edges from the top of the sphere and delete them. Next, let's delete half the faces of the sphere. Then, let's go to Duplicate Special and make sure to set the geometry type to instance, and also set the scale to -1 on the x-axis. This way, whatever I do on the right side will reflect on the left, and vice versa. Let's select both sides of the sphere and try to center it in the side view. Now let's go to Select Vertices and start shaping Mario's head. Same thing in the side view, just select the vertices and follow the image plane. Just keep moving the vertices around until you get the shape of Mario's head. At this point, your head shape should look something like this, and just hit the 3 key for a smooth preview. Next, we'll try to create the eye opening for the head. Let's adjust these vertices a little bit. Let's go to the Split Polygon tool and hit the Shift key to create an edge loop. Let's go to the split polygon tool again and split the polygons at where the eye socket will be. Let's try to shape it as much as possible to Mario's head. Let's go ahead and add another edge loop to the face and round out the face a little bit. And delete your history, of course. Let's refine the eye socket a little bit more and split the edges. Let's move the vertices to fit the eye socket. Let's go to the split polygon tool and add some more edges and delete some edges as well so we can create some quads and even out the eye shape. Delete the faces on the eye socket and click 3 to get a smooth preview. Let's delete the history, and this is what your Mario head should look like so far. Let's just keep reshaping Mario until it matches the image plane. Before going on further with our modeling, let's first download the Mario eyeball.ma file from the description box and put it in the scenes folder. First, let's go to import Mario eyeball1.ma. Then let's insert it into the eyeball area. Let's scale along the z-axis and try to fit it into the eyeball area. Let's move the vertices so it'll fit the eyeball better. Select the edges of the eye socket. Let's extrude in to give the eye socket some depth. After shaping everything, this is what your model should look like at this point. Let's duplicate the left eye to the right side. First, let's click D to change the pivot point, then click X and center it on the centerline grid, then click D again, and let's duplicate special and make sure it's on copy. Then let's duplicate special and it should be on the right side. Let's add some definition to the mouth area. Let's go to the split polygon tool and add an edge loop. Next, let's define the mouth a little bit better. Move some vertices around. And let's define the cheek area as well. Let's work on the neck area. First, let's delete some faces. Then let's delete some edges as well. Oops. And let's add some more edges to the neck area. So we have nice even quads. Now let's round out the neck a little bit. Let's select the edges around the neck and extrude down. Let's keep reshaping the neck area and moving the vertices and follow the image planes. Make sure the neck and the head are proportional. Let's work on the nose. First, let's create a sphere. Rotate it 90 degrees. Click J to rotate it in increments. Then, let's give it subdivision axis of 8, subdivision height of 5, and let's scale it and position it in proportion to the image plane. Let's delete some edges in the front of the nose. Let's select some faces in the back of the nose and delete them. Let's also select half the faces on one side of the nose and delete those also. And move the nose back a little bit closer to the face. And move the vertices closer to the image plane. Let's make the nose a little more rounded. Let's go to the front view and select some verts and move them around to match the image plane again, and just make the nose more rounded. Let's combine the nose and head geometry together. Let's delete history on both of them and go back to the one mode in the base mesh and go to mesh combine. And now let's take the split polygon tool and create an edge. And now let's add two vertices so we can attach them to the nose geometry better. So let's click one vert and click V to snap it to another vert. So click V. Let's delete the face of the mesh and merge the vertices together. Let's go to the split polygon tool and start splitting some edges and just making the flow between the face and the nose a little better and making it into quads. Let's create an edge loop right here and just connect it to the nose. Create another edge loop and define the chin area and the neck area a little bit better. Let's just keep pushing and pulling these vertices until it looks right and matches the image planes. Let's duplicate the left geometry to the right geometry. First, let's click D to change the pivot point. Then let's click X to center it on the grid line. Then let's click D again. And let's go to Duplicate Special and click Instance. And let's duplicate it. Let's make Mario's eyes a little bigger. First, let's select the left eye and let's change the scale of it to 1.379. Next, let's move the eye back a little bit into Mario's head and make it flush with the eye socket. Next, let's delete the right eye and let's duplicate the left eye. Let's click D to change the pivot point once again and hit X to center the pivot point and click D again. Next, let's duplicate special and set it to copy and duplicate it. Let's go to Mario's head and delete some edge loops as well as change the topology. First, let's select the edge loop on the Mario's head and Option Delete. Next, we'll go to the Split Polygon tool and let's add an edge here. And let's add another edge here. And let's add another edge here. And let's delete some edges as well. That way it'll flow a little bit better. Let's move some vertices on Mario's head so it can have a better flow and better topology. Let's add an edge loop here and connect it. Let's go to the Split Polygon tool and add an edge here and connect it up to the eye socket. The edge flow of Mario's head is already looking much better. Let's select Mario's head and delete history. And let's go ahead and adjust the verts some more. Give it a better shape. Next, we'll create the mouth opening for Mario. First, let's go to the Split Polygon tool. Let's create some edges to create the mouth opening. Let's go to the side view and move some vertices around to match the image plane and just show where the lips will be at and where the opening of the mouth will be. Next, let's create the lip shapes for Mario's head. Let's go to the Split Polygon tool and create some edge loops on the upper lip and the lower lip. Next, let's connect those edge loops and create the mouth shape. Let's select these vertices on the outer mouth and move it in a little bit so the mouth looks a little bit rounder. Let's define the outer edge of the mouth better. Let's go to the split polygon tool and split the upper two edges at the corner of the mouth. And let's split the bottom corner of the mouth. And let's go to vertex mode and round the mouth out. Let's hit the split polygon tool and click shift and create two edge loops. Now let's define the edge loops a little bit better. Go to the vertex mode and round out the edge loops. The reasons why we need edge loops on the mouth is because we need to create expressions when animating, such as a smile or a frown. Next on the bucket list is to create the mouth opening. Let's get the split polygon tool and split the inner mouth. Split some more edges on the outer mouth. Now let's go to select faces. Select the faces of where the opening would be and delete them. Now let's select the inner edges of the mouth and extrude in. Let's shape the lips a little bit more by pulling it down the vertices and making it look fuller. I want to make Mario's mouth a little bit smaller, so let's just select one of the vertices on the outer edge of the mouth and double click the translate tool and then go to the soft selection tool and hit soft select, and let's push B and middle mouse drag to change the radius of the selection. Next, let's push in and make the mouth a little bit smaller. Let's select some more vertices in the outer mouth and let's push in the mouth to make it smaller. Let's uncheck the soft select tool. Geometry looks a little bit messed up on the outer side of the mouth, so we have to correct it. Next, I want to smooth the mouth out a little bit. Let's go to Surfaces and go to the Sculpt Geometry tool. And let's go back again one more time. Let's go to the Sculpt Geometry tool and go to the Pull. And we're going to pull some vertices out. Click B and middle mouse drag to adjust the size of the brush. Next, we're just going to smooth out the geometry. Hopefully this will make everything nice and even. At this point, this is what your model should look like. Next, I'm going to focus my energy on refining the nose a little better. Let's go to the Split Polygon tool and split an edge right here and delete this edge. And let's go to the Split Polygon tool again and split an edge here and up to the eye socket. That way it's even on both sides. Let's move these vertices down to match the image plane. Next, we're going to work on the ear. Let's go to the right view. Let's select some vertices near the ear. We're going to pull the vertices back and form a nice rectangle. So it'll be nice and even when we extrude the ear. Let's select these three faces and extrude the ear. And let's select these vertices and straighten them out a little bit by using the scale tool. Next, we're going to create the concave area of the ear. Let's move some vertices back to create the ear shape. Then let's select the faces, three faces in the front, and extrude it and scale it horizontally and vertically. Then we're gonna extrude it one more time and push it back to create an opening. Let's go to the front view of Mario's head and then select the vertices on the ear and round them out a little bit. Next, let's go to the Split Polygon tool and create an edge loop in the middle of the ear. Then let's go to the front view and select the top vertice of the ear and move it up a little, and select the bottom and move it down. Let's just keep refining Mario's ear shape until we get the desired look. Let's keep pulling and pushing these vertices until it looks as much as the image plane as possible. Next on the agenda, I want to move the ear back a little bit. I think it sits too much in the center, so let's do that. First, let's begin by selecting all the verts in the ear. Let's select the Move tool and move the ear back a little bit. Now we have a large gap between the ear and the cheek area. Let's go to the Split Polygon tool and add some more edges. First, let's adjust these vertices on the head. Let's delete this edge and add an edge loop connecting to the ear. Let's add another edge loop connecting to the lower jaw. Let's push these vertices out. That looks better now. Let's try to fix this area in the lower jaw by connecting an edge loop and deleting one of the edges. Let's try to keep everything quads. At this point, your model should look similar to this. Let's try to fix the neck area real fast and move these vertices over so they'll be more even. Next, we're going to create the inner ear, which is like a smaller depression. Let's split these edges right here. Let's split these upper edges. As well as this lower corner one. Let's select these faces right here and extrude in, and let's reshape the inner ear. Next, we'll try to create the ear canal for Mario's head. Let's select one of the faces of the sphere and extrude in. Let's scale it a little bit, and let's extrude again, and scale it a little bit more. And now let's move it in to create the ear canal. Let's adjust these edges by the ear canal a little bit more. Now it's starting to look more like an ear. Next, I'm gonna create the tragus of the ear, which is that little dimple or area that juts out of the ear canal. First, I'm going to select the face and extrude it, and then I'm going to scale it. That should be the tragus. Even though our image plane didn't have a tragus in the design, I thought it would just look better. Now let's create the inner mouth and delete the right side of the face. Let's select the inner edges of the mouth and extrude it. Now we're gonna fix the corner vertices of the mouth. Let's select the edges of the inside of the mouth again and extrude it one more time and push it in and fix the corner vertices again. Let's select the edges again and extrude it one more time and push the edges in. Let's keep extruding edges and moving them in until we get to this final shape. Let's delete history, go to the append polygon tool, and close off the throat geometry. And let's add an edge loop right here. Let's go to delete history, go to duplicate special, and go to instance and duplicate the left side of the face. Now let's select the edge around the neck and scale it and make it straight. At this point, your model should look something like this. And this concludes part 1 of modeling Mario's head. In part 2, we will model the eyebrows, the mustache, hair, as well as the cap itself. So I'll see you there.